Hello, I'm Alyssa, and today I'm showing you my October 2018 Geeky pickups. That's where I show you everything I picked up that's geeky related, movies, games, collectibles, yada yada yada. And I don't have as much as I usually do, so yay, Alyssa, for not spending too much. At least I think I didn't. But let's get on with it. First up with the movies. I only have 3 to show you, but first up is Misery. This is one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations, and I love this special edition cover that I think is Walmart exclusive. I could be wrong, but it's just so cool, and I love this movie so much. I didn't have it on Blu-ray. Now I do. It was really, really cheap as well. And I'm just so excited to be able to watch Misery whenever I want to now. The next movie is Spaceballs. I just watched this for the first time this year. I know it's old and a classic, but I loved it. And I don't like comedies usually, but I love Mel Brooks comedy. And this was $5, and I couldn't say no to a Spaceballs Blu-ray for $5 freaking dollars. And lastly, I seriously watched this next purchase, and then the day after went and bought it. But that's Mamma Mia! Here we go again, because I loved it. I gave this 5 stars. I know, laugh at me, but it just made me feel so happy. It made me remember how much I love to sing and dance, and I loved Lily James in this movie. She's just perfection. I freaking love Lily James so much. So I really had to have this in my collection, and it's so shiny and sparkly and happy. Ah! Find you someone that gushes about you just as much as I gushed about Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Next up for the collectible slash miscellaneous part of the pickups video. First up, I got the Turret Funko Pop that is from Portal 2. I had to have this because I have a shell in the companion cube, and I need the turret to go along with it, and it's kind of sideways in the box. But it's so cool looking. It was super cheap. Oh my gosh, I did not pay regular price for this, guys. But yeah, I had to have the turret because, you know, turrets are your enemy in Portal, but they're also kind of adorable, and you feel bad for hurting them, and I just had to have it, because, you know, at least the turrets aren't a lie. Now, like, we went to Bargain Hunt today, me and my mom, and Mom got me several things from Bargain Hunt, so thank you, Mom. But first up is this Star Wars card game, which she said, get it, because it might be a collectible one day, and I'm like, sure, it's Star Wars, but it's Lure of the Dark Side Force pack. I probably won't even open this because I don't play card games, but just to have something Star Wars, and it looks kind of, I mean, it looks old. I don't think it's that old if it's a Bargain Hunt, but it's cool, and it might be a collectible one day, who knows? So I'll just hold on to it and admire its artwork on the front and read the back and just enjoy it. Now this next thing I'm super excited to have, and it's so cheesy and dorky, but it is a Star Trek chair cape. And I got the red. I debated between red and blue because I love the science department of Star Trek, but I also love the operations red. But they only had one red, and plus my chair is red back here. It's not the same red, but I thought it'd match better. But I have a Star Trek chair cape, so now my rolly chair can have a cape that swishes, so I can be a freaking Star Trek superhero. Someone's gonna screenshot that and use that as blackmail one day. And lastly is this box. It's supposed to be 12 pairs of Star Wars socks, but if you look at the back you can tell it was obviously opened on both ends. I did not do this. And there are only 10.5 pairs of socks in this, so we actually got it cheaper than what it was marked as, but the socks are super cute. I will definitely wash them because obviously someone was rifling through them. But, I mean, Star Wars socks, and there's low-cut socks, crew socks, knee socks. Just, oh my gosh. I love socks, and I love Star Wars, so this is perfect. Thank you, Mom. Now, the next portion is the games portion, and I actually have quite a few games for this month. I usually don't have that many games, but this month I have more than I thought I would have. So first up is Luigi's Mansion for 3DS. I never got to play this on GameCube, so I was super excited to get this because I have the sequel on 3DS, but haven't played it because I wanted to play this one first. So when they announced in September that they were releasing this, I pre-ordered it immediately, and I'm super excited to play this whenever I get a chance to because I've heard nothing but amazing things about Luigi's Mansion. The next game was a gift from my boyfriend, and I've actually been thoroughly enjoying it. And please don't hate me when I show this, but it's Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4? Black Ops 4. I'm going British, guys. I'm going British. That wasn't even British. Anyway, I know it's an online-only game and I have a physical copy, but it was really sweet of Sean to send this to me so we could play together. I got pretty far up. I'm like level 36, I think. I'm not the best Call of Duty player. I suck a lot, but I have fun with it if I'm playing with someone else. Like, I've played with Sean and our friends Jesus and Chris and several other people that I know by their gamer tags, but not their actual names, which I need to find out because that's really sucky of me. Shucky of me. But I've been having fun with it. It's usually not my cup of tea, but playing with other people, I enjoy it way more, and I like that you get to choose your character, your specialist. I'm Battery, by the way. If you play this, I'm always Battery. And I just have a good time, so if you want to play online with me, just ask me for my gamer tag and I'll give it to you. The next games I found for super cheap and had to pick them up because I love this franchise, but that is Tales of Zestiria and Tales of Berseria. I've been wanting to play these for a while because I love the Tales games, but didn't get them because they were really expensive for a while. And I found them for a super cheap price, so I got both of these. I don't remember which one comes first, but I will play them in order sometime in my life. I also got Batman Return to Arkham for super cheap. This is Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City combined. And I believe it's got all the DLC from those as well. I could be wrong. It might not have the... Yeah, it does have the DLC packs for both games. And I played Arkham Asylum and a little bit of Arkham City and loved them, but didn't really get to fully experience and appreciate them at the time when I played them. So I'm really excited to have this and to play Arkham Knight if I enjoy these. A game that I've been addicted to has been Marvel Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, this game is fantastic. I wasn't the biggest Spider-Man fan before playing this game, but since playing this, I've become a bigger Spider-Man fan, and it feels so good just to, you know, swing through New York and do side missions like involving characters I won't mention. I was going to mention some character names, but I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't played this. But this is a phenomenal game. If you have a PS4, you need to play this. It's so good. And this cover art, this reversible cover art, gorgeous. Gorgeous. I am a sucker for reversible cover art, and PlayStation 4 exclusives always have the best cover art. And the last game I picked up is the biggie, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2, which is kind of stealing my attention away from Spider-Man. But I got the Ultimate Edition, which comes in this stunning steelbook, which I'm holding backwards. This is the front. It's gorgeous. Look at the detailing. Look at that detailing. Oh my gosh. And it also comes in this really cool box. And it comes with a map, a special map, which I'm not going to unfold, but it is a map of a portion of the United States. Get a little glimpse there, maybe. And then there's a dude on the back. Who is this dude? Alfred McAllister, okay. And there's also another map inside the case, but I don't want to open the case up. But I've been having a really good yeehaw of a time with Red Dead Redemption 2. It's so immersive. It's seriously a cowboy simulator. And it's just so gorgeous. I keep taking screenshots all the time. In this last segment of the favorites, this isn't favorites of the Pickups video. If I said favorites anytime earlier in the video, please excuse that. I don't know what's going up here. Going up here? Oh my freaking gosh, my brain isn't working. The last portion of my Pickups video are the books, so let's get to them. First up, I got this comic for free when I went to go see Venom, which I had a fun time watching Venom, guys. It's not as bad as critics said. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's fun. But I thought it was cool that they were giving out this free comic book at AMC theaters, and it just ties in with the movie, and it's just, you know, Eddie Brock there on the front. The back's got this cool Venom. I took a picture of this with my face. Look, I'm Venom! Yay! I'm Venom again! Venom! In my Venom! My boyfriend and our friend Chris and I have this joke about the Eminem song because it sounds like he's saying denim after he sings the Venom part in the theme song. You know, okay, it's just an inside joke. Check out ADO Radio to hear our talk about that, because you should, because it's a really good podcast. But yeah, it was a fun movie, and glad to have this comic, and I got way off topic. I picked this up from Books A Million in the bargain section, but it is The Paying Guest by Sarah Waters. I have 3 Sarah Waters books. I haven't read any of them, but for some reason I feel like I like her books and I keep buying them. I don't know why, but it just sounds really cool. It's about, I think, a mother and daughter who have to take in tenants in the 20s, I believe? But yeah, 1922. And their tenants aren't what they bargained for. That's all I know. It is a chunker, but I'm excited to read it. and her other books that I own when I get around to it. Now this next portion of books are all from Book Outlet because everyone knows by now I'm addicted to Book Outlet. I have a serious problem. Thank you, Book Outlet, for, you know, enabling my addiction to buying cheap books. But first up is Doctor Who in the Blood by Jenny T. Colgan. It says, they feed on your anger. They need your despair. And it's David Tennant on the cover. So, sorry. I love David Tennant. But it says, when internet trolls start to drop dead, the Doctor thinks there might be more to it than just a sedentary lifestyle and high blood pressure. From the back streets of South Korea to the jungles of Brazil, the Doctor and Donna follow the leads until they find the source of this online infection. But they aren't the only ones who are interested. I've never read a Doctor Who novelization, but I saw this and I was like, David Tennant! 10th Doctor, my favorite! I had to get it. It was super cheap too, guys. Like, it was ridiculously cheap. Like, one of the cheapest books I got out of this whole stack. So I'll read it and let you know my thoughts about it on my blog, alycatgeekery.com, where I write reviews about all the books I read. But I will read this eventually because it's Doctor Who and the 10th Doctor. I gotta stop making crazy faces. Also, I got Doctor Who, The Blood Cell by James Goss. This is the 12th Doctor and Clara, and it's about an asteroid that is a secure prison for the most dangerous of criminals, and the governor is responsible for the cruelest murder, so he's not impressed by the arrival of the man they're calling the most dangerous criminal in the quadrant, or as he prefers to be known, the Doctor. So apparently the Doctor goes to prison in this book on an asteroid, which sounds pretty cool. I'm such a nerd, but the last book of this series, I still have more from Book Outlet, is Doctor Who, Deep Time, The Glamour Chronicles. And again, it's the 12th Doctor and Clara, but it's the Pharaon traveled among the stars using roads made from time and space, but left only relics behind when they disappeared over 1 million years ago. But what actually happened to the Pharaon? It's them finding out what happened to the Pharaon, apparently. I have a Doctor Who obsession, okay? Moving on from the Doctor Who books I got from Book Outlet, I picked up A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. I have wanted to read this for forever. I do want to read this before even attempting to watch the movie. I feel like it'll help me if I read the book before I watch Stanley Kubrick's movie, because Kubrick isn't my favorite director, to be honest, but I do want to watch the movie because I've heard it's one you have to watch if you're obsessed with movies, especially science fiction movies. But I've heard this is a very controversial book. I don't really know what it's about much besides some very sensitive topics that I'm not going to list in this video, but I'm excited to read it. And it's really short, so I can read it pretty fast. Next, I picked up Nutshell by Ian McEwan because I've been wanting to read an Ian McEwan novel, and I believe this is about a pregnancy. It's about a woman who is pregnant, but she betrays her husband. So, that sounds interesting. She's pregnant, but she betrays her husband with his brother. That sounds so interesting. I really had no idea what this book was about before I just read that. But I'm really excited to read this. It has one of those silky smooth covers you just want to pet. Oh my gosh. Then I picked up The House of Silk and Moriarty by Anthony Horowitz. These are Sherlock Holmes retellings, I believe. Or maybe they're continuations. I'm not sure, honestly. But I love Sherlock Holmes. I've heard great things about Anthony Horowitz as an author. And apparently Andrew picked Moriarty, so thank you, Andrew. But these sound really good. I've heard great things, so I'm really excited to read these. The last book I got from Book Outlet was The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. I loved Big Little Lies. I wanted to read another novel of hers for so long, and I finally got another one for super cheap. I've heard this is another really good mystery, like, it's about a husband that writes a letter that's supposed to be read after he dies, but the wife finds it before he dies, and it has repercussions. So that sounds really interesting. And the last two books and the last two pickups both came from the thrift store, which I'm obsessed with. And that is Atonement by Ian McEwan, which I've watched the movie, and I enjoyed the movie, but I really wanted to read the source material and see if it's better, because usually the book's better than the movie. But I do want to read Atonement, so now I have 2 Ian McEwan novels. And I also picked up The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson, because I've heard great things about this. I've been wanting to read it for a while, and I found it for really cheap at the thrift store in great condition, so I snatched it. So those are all my geeky pickups for October. There were actually more than I thought, and now there's a huge mess on the floor here that I'm going to clean up. Yay! But if you like this video, leave a like. Let me know down below what you picked up in October. And if you like this video, make sure to share it because it helps my channel grow. And if you're new here and you like what you've seen and heard, hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll always be alerted whenever I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on social media sites, all those links are in the description box below the video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and kisses. Bye! Oops. Hold on, camera. I forgot stuff. When you forget to grab stuff for your video and you have to dash out while the camera's recording. God damn it, I can't get this video started. Also, where'd my phone go? I lost my phone! Never mind, I found it. Ah! My damn phone keeps falling. Like, it's trying to... Like, I don't know what it's trying to do. It's just trying not to be cooperative.